What's your name?
Fabio.
Fabio, beautiful name. Where are you from? Brazil. Fabio, how do you like this job? What is it like for you? Oops, does the horse have to move? Okay.
Together, here we together. All right, Marley, let's go. How do I like my job? I love my job.
What?
Take people over Central Park, show them the park. This is in everybody's to-do list. When you come to New York, you have the Statue of Liberty, you have the Empire State Building, you have Times Square, and you also have the image of the horses in Central Park. So I love it. I have a blast doing it.
So you get to stay outside, you get to be with this beautiful animal.
That's true, yeah. I work outside in a beautiful environment. Look at my office, Central Park. Can't go wrong with that. No fax machines, no cell phones, no supervisors, no managers. It's you and the horse.
And so you like the job, and how often do you do this? Is it every day? Is it 2 or 3 days?
5 days a week.
5 days?
2 days off, yeah.
Do you pick the days, or does your boss?
It's a schedule, it's a schedule. They have a schedule. Every week you look at the schedule and you go to work. But I work 5 days.
Is it an independent contractor kind of thing? Do you contract to your boss?
I work for somebody.
So you get the money and give it to that person, and that person will give you a salary, a set amount that's not dependent on how many jobs you get?
No, it is depending on how many jobs I get. But in average, how much you're making, because one day you don't do so well, but the next day you do a little bit better. So in the end of the week, evens out. Some days better than the others. Depends on the weather, depends on different things, temperature. If it's too cold, if it's raining, all that stuff.
What's your horse's name?
His name is Marley. It was named after the king, Bob Marley. Marley. There you go.
All right. And how do you think Marley likes the job?
Oh, I think that he works much less than he was doing with Amish in Pennsylvania. And there's a lot of people watching. You are here, and tons of people watching over him all the time. So I think he's doing very well.
So he comes from the Amish farms where they use the horse and buggy instead of automobiles because they don't believe in using new technology.
He was one of those horses. That's where we got him from.
And so your boss had to pay money for, I see. And how often does this horse work?
The same days that I work. I work 5 days, he works 5 days. I take off, he takes off. He only works with me.
So this is your horse?
It's not my horse, but he only works with me. I take off, he takes off.
So he has 2 days off when you have 2 days off?
Exactly, every week.
And who takes care of him when he's off?
We have stable men. They have people in the stable that feed him, groom him, and wash him. But I do also.
And what do you think about the traffic for this animal? All the noise and the honking and the pollution. What do you think about that for this horse that you've got a relationship of working with?
Well, I think that he's doing pretty fine with it. You see that he's pretty quiet. Some of them take it, some of them don't take it. I think he's doing well. I don't think it's a problem having the horse were here before the cars. The horse been here, since back in the day, so I don't think it's any problem.
And don't you think they're used to being in the wild and running for miles and miles and being free?
Where you see them running for miles and miles and being free?
In parts of this country.
Okay, I never been there, so I can't tell you. I never seen that before, so I can't tell you anything about that.
And what if let's say somebody decided, I know you have to go soon, huh? Okay. What would you think of if someone said you're not allowed to do this anymore and you have to drive a pedicab, but you could still work outside and be with people?
It's not what I do for a living. I drive a horse. I don't ride pedicabs.
Fabio, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hi, what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Catherine.
And what organization are you part of?
The Coalition to Ban Horse-Drawn Carriages.
What is this issue about?
We formed the Coalition to Ban Horse-Drawn Carriages last year in January 2006, and it was right after Spotty, the carriage horse, was killed in an accident that happened on January 2nd, right after New Year's. For years, we had been trying to get better regulations, and they never seemed to work. The ASPCA was involved in this also. Back in 2000, they introduced some legislation. It never went anywhere. And we realized that what we really wanted was a ban. Even though we knew that it was going to be very, very difficult to get one, it was absolutely the right thing to do. The industry is inherently inhumane. There is no way that we could have better regulations. There is no such thing. There are so many regulations now that are not being enforced. These animals, for instance, they work according to law. The animals work 9 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're supposed to have 15-minute breaks every 2 hours. There is nobody to monitor it, and believe me, they don't have these breaks. We see them over here on Central Park South, and we've noticed that every time we're down here, they don't have any water. The only water trough they have, there might be two, but the one that we see a lot is off 6th Avenue, and it's filthy. It's absolutely disgusting, and these horses get a little drink of it, and that's about all, if the driver stops. And then more about these horses is that their stables, there are 5 stables, and they're located on the far west side of Manhattan from 37th to 52nd Street, around 11th to 12th Avenue. The furthest one is 2 miles from Central Park South. And the stables are all multi-story. They're warehouses. People are shocked when they see pictures of these stables. They're fire traps. The horses live in very small stalls. They don't have any opportunity for turnout, and most of the stalls, by the way, are so small they can't turn around. They're really not box stalls. There are some that are, maybe in one of the stables, Clinton's stables. Catherine probably wants to say something about her favorite topic.
One of my biggest complaints with the industry is this particular regulation that requires the horses to be taken off the streets in the summer when the temperature reaches 90 degrees. And as they did today, they sent the horses back to the stables, which, as Elizabeth said, are located on the far west side of Manhattan. But to get there, they have to travel through the worst traffic in Manhattan, all around the Lincoln Tunnel. And they're walking nose to tailpipe. And on a hot day like today, if you step out into the street, you can the heat just increases tremendously because of the heat coming off of the cars.